everybody. It's Erin from Juniper and Oaks, and we are here with Helen from Sunflower Cottage Crochet. Hi, Helen.
For having me again.
Yes, I'm so excited you're here. Thanks for interviewing me for my square. And now we're here to talk to everyone about the Nordic Christmas tree square. Look at this. Helen designed this beautiful square. It doesn't look red and white on my video, but um thank you. I just want to say thank you for participating in this event. I think you were one of the first ones to encourage me that I wrote in this Facebook group that I had this big idea for a crochet along blog hop thing, and you I think encouraged me to just go for it. So thank you for that encouragement and for signing up.
Yes, thank you. And you're very welcome.
Thank you. So I know a lot of people in this group came over because you talked about it in your group and in your emails. But for those who don't know about you, tell everyone a little bit about yourself, your crochet background, and your business.
Okay. Well, I originally learnt to crochet at about 13, 14 years old. My mum taught me how to do the double crochet, that's American terms. And I just started making these little squares, just 6 or 8 rounds going round, and just with scrap yarn, because we didn't have very much money, so it was just with whatever people donated. And eventually it became a blanket. By the time I got to my exams at about 15, I was using it as a study aid because I liked the histories and, you know, the fact.
Okay.
Sorry, lessons that are based on facts, but I do love history. So it's like more about learning dates and names and places. So I used to crochet while I was revising for the exams because it kept my eyes and my hands busy while I was repeating everything over and over again. It worked really well.
That's amazing. So, and you passed.
Yes, I did. I did well, thank you. All down to crochet. So yeah, so then I didn't pick up a hook after that for quite a while, really, because then you kind of get into college and university, and you know, by the time you get to university, it's just, I did a law degree, so it was very full on and I didn't have time for a lot else.
Sure.
And then when my daughter was born, I was 30. And then I decided I wanted to start making things for her and, you know, kind of getting back into it. So I picked up my crochet and got my sewing machine out again and started doing the things that I enjoyed, and it just kind of grew from there. And then Sunflower is actually a partnership with Sarah Marsh. So she encouraged me to come and join her in the Sunflower adventure. And here we are about 2 years later.
How many years?
2.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, been fun.
And how do you know Sarah? How did you guys get connected?
We met because we both tested for a designer who did corner to corner Afghans.
Okay.
Put like loads and things on them. So we both tested a lot of her patterns. And then we were invited to be moderators for her groups and pages. So Sarah and I were working together like that. And then when Sarah decided she wanted to start designing her own patterns, she asked me to test them for her.
Oh, fabulous.
And then about in, we decided we were going to work together.
Yeah. Well, that's really great. Yeah. The two of you have come up with a good business, and I like to see what you guys come up with.
Thank you.
Yes. So here we are. It's October, early October, but you know, Christmas is around the corner and we're working on this Christmas Afghan crochet along. So let's talk a little bit about Christmas. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, I like lots of Christmas movies. Actually, we have a tradition we started just before my daughter was born, me and my husband. Christmas Eve, we have to have a Christmas themed movie before we go to bed. You know, usually you have the new pajamas and So we put our new pajamas on and we watch a Christmas movie before we go to bed. But we love all sorts. Um, gotta love a bit of Tim Allen
Oh
and
yes,
Santa Claus.
the
Yeah.
Santa Claus movie.
Afghan is all about Christmas Chronicles in our house. I
Oh
think we must have watched that about 18 times.
yeah, that's a.
But I also love the old movies as well.
Mm,
So It's a Wonderful Life.
that's one of my favorites.
Dorothy new ones, which you could say kind of Christmassy. So
Mhm. I know I'd say one of my favorites is Little Women, but like that's not really a, you know, there's not a lot of it about Christmas, but there's like those little Christmas things, and just every year, I don't know, I love it. Um, that is just a super fun tradition. I think we probably do that. We just don't, officially call it a Christmas tradition. What are your plans this year for Christmas? Do you have any holiday plans?
well, probably around Christmas Eve, we're going to have all of my husband's family over to swap gifts. We're doing Secret Santa this year rather than buy for everybody because there's only 2 children.
Okay.
So we've got a budget and we have to have our Secret Santa presents. So that's when we're going to gift them. So yeah, so I'll have to make food to feed 5,000, I think.
Oh
Which
yeah,
will be
I bet it's
fun.
like it.
Yeah, it should make an interesting evening.
Yeah,
On Christmas Day, we tend to not go anywhere because if we go to one family or the other, you kind of feel guilty because you haven't seen the other family on Christmas Day. So we tend to alternate Christmas Eve and Boxing Day
sure.
and just spend Christmas Day by ourselves with the band.
That's not a bad idea. It's less stress that way and kind of relaxing. And once you have a family of your own, you got to think about, yeah, keeping
Mhm.
everybody's sanity and making memories just your little nuclear.
Yeah, and as well, it's a bit mean, I think, to make the kids leave their new presents to go and see somebody else.
Right. That's just like, but what about these business? And you're like, you're gonna get more, but yeah, yeah. Just keep it calm for a while. Um, what, as it's starting to get colder, like what are some of your favorite things to crochet this time of year? Um, are you in the Christmas mindset or are you already thinking about like springtime patterns? Like what are you crocheting these days?
Well, the weather's just getting colder here. I live right by the beach on the northeast coast of England, so the wind coming off that North Sea can be pretty bitter. So this time of year, I usually make, hats, scarves, cowls, things so that when we're walking the dog, we can wrap up and be nice and warm.
Sure. Yeah. I know all those like Afghans and scarves, and that's really becoming popular right now, hey? Because especially as like you're slowing down, like in the summertime, you don't want to be crocheting a blanket, but now that you're slowing down, I'm finding I'm making a lot more blankets myself. So this cow is just perfect, hey?
It is.
So
All right.
speaking of the cow, what is
Mhm.
the name of your square and like what's your inspiration behind this little piece here?
Okay, it's just the Nordic tree square. And much like you, I enjoy decorating the tree with my daughter. My husband usually helps us put the lights on and then goes away and leaves us to it. Um, but to be honest, I think if I was being truthful, the Christmas tree came because I thought it would be a fairly simple one to do.
Yeah.
I'm involved in a lot of events, and I thought I really like this idea, but I needed something that was going to be fairly quick, and
Yeah.
it worked out.
Yeah. So, I mean, for those of you who have worked it up already somehow today, or have the ebook, it's fairly simple until you get to like about, you start here. It's like simple, simple, simple. And then you're like, all right, now it's starting to get a little interesting.
Yes, but designing it as well. I think I ended up making like 3 or 4 versions, but
Yeah.
with a corner, it's quite hard to design something symmetrical.
Yeah.
because of the way the stitches go when you work in your rows.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, yeah, you did send me a lot of different versions. You're like, it could be like this or it could be like this. And then when you work it up in real life with yarn, you're like, okay, that side doesn't quite look like that side. But I don't know. I like it. I still think it looks simple. And I mean, you need to have a Christmas tree and a Christmas cow, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So obviously, one of my questions is, have you designed anything like this or crocheted anything like this before? You said you were a tester for a C2C group. But what was your process like when you came up, you came up with all your different versions, and why did you decide? I don't know, just tell me what it was like designing this.
Well, putting it on the graph, so working out the blocks was quite easy, but it's when you actually make it up and you look at it and you think, I don't know whether I've got one of me versions that didn't quite work out. One of the versions was a filled tray, and on the graph it's symmetrical. It looks really pretty, but then when you make it up with corner, one end at the bottom was wonky.
Okay.
My OCD wouldn't handle that, so I had to rip it out and start again.
Yeah, that's one thing that you kind of have to look at your blanket at a little distance. The other day we started the Nordic star, and there's a little bit of difference between like up here and down here, and I have to be like, okay, look at it from a distance and the whole thing looks beautiful, but like looking at each little square, like, it's okay. It's okay.
But as a designer, you're looking at it and you're thinking, people are going to see this and associate it with me. And then your brain starts doing funny things to you because you know that that's not quite the way you wanted it to
True.
be.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'll help you in just a little bit. Okay. We got a Pokemon emergency here.
Okay.
Well, Helen, I really thank you for going through that, that work of, designing your square, working it up, figuring out what's going to work best for everybody. And thank you so much for being a part of this CAL. For those of you who don't have it, go on over to juniperandoaks.com to the CAL page and get your free graph of the Nordic tree pattern.
Lovely. Thank you for having me, Erin.
Thank you, Helen. Well, you have a fantastic day.